Hi, my name is Fred Becker. I'm the director of Becker Institute, Inc. I'm here to help you raise self-reliant and responsible children, to show you how to create the pro-social opportunities so your child can develop the social-emotional skills they will need to live happy, healthy, and successful lives. Let's go to our email for today. Our email for today comes from Tempe, Arizona. I have 2 kids. My oldest is doing great. She gets good grades, and she does what we ask her to and is very respectful. Her younger brother, by only 2 years, can't seem to do anything right. He is always getting into trouble and is disrupting our household. I'm tired of yelling at him and always being so negative. What can we do? Samuel and Becky. This is a common complaint that I have from a lot of parents. And the problem is this: if you have more than one child in the family, one of these children is going to be better than the other at any one given time. In other words, one child behaves better, the other one's kind of in a doghouse. Sometimes both children will be out of the doghouse and be behaving okay, but one child will behave better. So essentially what happens is there's competition between the children. Competition for time with you, competition to do what's right, competition to behave better, competition to get better grades. And also within any family structure, all the children take roles. So let's say that you have your daughter who gets good grades, behaves nicely, does what you tell her to do. You're always saying positive things about this child. You're always telling this child how great they are. And then you have your son. Now your son can't compete with his older sister because she's doing everything that you want her to. She's the darling. She's the princess. So your son has to find another avenue of competition. So if he can't be good and get your attention, then maybe he's going to be bad. So if your son acts out, do you give him the attention that he wants? By yelling at him? By telling him not to do it? By grounding him? This might be the source of not only getting the attention they need, but also the source for their significance, their value, their purpose in the household. As long as that's taking place, this class system, your child will never change because there's not a role for them to take. This becomes difficult for most families because we try to treat each child equally, but we can never do it. One at one time or another is always going to have the upper hand on the other. So how do we turn this around? Well, there's a number of things we can do, but the first thing I want you to do is I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pencil. And I want you to number 1 through 30. And then what I want you to do is I want you to list 10 things that your son does right that you appreciate. Now, as you think about this, you might not even be able to come up with 10 things. And the reason you can't come up with 10 things is because you essentially are focusing on the negative things your son does. Why? Because that's what he does all the time. Why? Because that's what he's good at. Why? Because it's his role. And just think about this for a second. If you can't come up with 10 things, then what you're really saying to your son is you don't do anything right. If you can only get 10 things, fine. Put down the 10 things and then watch that child. Every time you see him do something right, write it down. It doesn't have to be big things. When he comes in the house, does he close the screen door behind him? When he goes to the bathroom, does he put the toilet seat down? Connect with the little things. Once you get your list of 30, or even as you're working on it, take that list and put it up where you can see it every day. Now don't put it up on a refrigerator because it's embarrassing to the child. Put it up where you put your makeup on or where you shave in the morning, because that's where you see it every day. And every day you add one thing to the list. If you get past 30, keep going. And what will happen is you'll start to change the way you look at this child. Because when they do something wrong, instead of saying, oh, there you go, goofing up again, you know, this is the second time, third time, fourth time this has happened. I'm so sick and tired of it. What you'll start to think is, well, he goofed up again, but he does do good things also. So now instead of being myopic and looking only at the negative, we're starting to look at balance in this child and find out, yeah, there's good aspects to him too. Once you do this, your energy levels will change, the child will recognize it, and they'll start to do more positive things. Some of you ask, why aren't they doing more positive things now? The answer is, you don't see them. So why waste the energy? The only thing you're recognizing is the negative, therefore that's what he's going to do. You can take this one to the bank. So get that list out, write it down, put it up where you can see it, and you will see a change in yourself and your child. For more information, visit us online at beckerinstitute.com.